All right. Man, 9 minutes late this time. All right. I was 9 minutes late for the three people that watch me. So I apologize to those three people. Basically, my wife and probably my mom and dad. So, but they're kind of used to me being late, or at least being a procrastinator. All right. So, the big news. What is the big deal? Why was I begging and groveling in that video? Well, you know what? I wonder if can I do that now live? I don't know. Let's see here. Bear with me, folks. I'm gonna see if I can. How do we? Because I think I can like put in. Oh, here we go. Add video clip. How do we do this? Um, Maybe this. Whoops, that file's a bit too large. Oh, all right. Never mind. It won't let me do it. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, I don't know. All right. I was gonna put in some of the videos here so you could see if you don't follow me on social, which most of you probably do. Anybody that's watching this stuff probably does. Because right now most of my followers are just my family and friends. So, uh, but yeah, so I sent out a video basically begging people to show up on Friday for a live show that I have scheduled, and it's with a little bit of the background is that I've been since about the middle end of June. I've been working with. I signed up with a nutrition company. I just needed something. Decided, it's like I know what to do, but I needed some extra accountability. I needed some, and I was open to additional education in my nutrition, and I just kept like I just kept getting worse and worse, and I was starting to get like pretty like I'd gained probably since the last 2 years. I don't remember what I was last summer. I don't remember if I was up in the 260s or not last summer, but at least in the last 2 years, I've gained probably 20 pounds, and it kind of had reached a point to where like my clothes were like getting tight. I think the tipping point was I put on a shirt before church, and it was so tight. There was no way it was going to fit me, and I was just like, "That's it." Like I just was like, "I'm done." I'm I'm starting to get back to a, a lifestyle that I wasn't happy with. Because when I was in my 20s, I was very large. I think the biggest I'd ever gotten up to was probably close to 350. I think what I remember seeing on the scale was 340. So, but um, so enough. I had enough, and decided to. I'd been seeing on Instagram this nutrition company in the CrossFit space, and so I was like, okay, well, that's kind of the workouts that I like to do, and so if they're kind of the nutrition, if their nutrition is focused on that type of methodology and with that same kind of mindset, then I thought it'd be a good fit. So I started working with them. Got a coach, a nutrition coach, and her name is Gab. And um, how do I get to? Let me share this screen real quick. You guys can see Gab. So that's Gab, and she's been working with me for a few months now. So like I said, since I'll get that off there. Since middle to late June, and uh, it's been great. Like she's awesome. She's great at holding me accountable. She's it's been a good experience so far, and I'm down about 10 pounds, Hopefully by Friday it'll be a few more pounds, is kind of the goal. But so there was this connection to this nutrition company in the CrossFit space, and I kind of saw um, noticing their media and stuff. I saw this potential opportunity to maybe contribute to help, create media that could help grow their brand. And I saw this idea, and um, I I kind of joke about this. I actually even said this in church, which some people are probably like, I can't believe you said that in church, but it's the truth. The Holy Spirit literally told me to grow a pair and reach out to him. So, like I said, sometimes the Holy Spirit just knows the way that we need to hear something to listen. And so, I I did. I reached out to him and did a short little pitch um, through email, and sorry, I'm looking at different layouts. I'm gonna uncrop this. There we go. And did a short pitch. Pointed out gave him some examples of some other brands in the CrossFit space that are doing it well and using long form media in the form of like podcasts and things to create a very engaging audience and get people very loyal to their brand. And so that was kind of, I said, hey, I don't think there's really anybody doing this in the nutrition side of things in this space. And I said, I think I could do this for you. And here's why it would be good. And he responded to my email and within a few hours and said, hey, I'm interested in brainstorming more with you about this. And so I was like, just super excited, like, yes. So I got on his he sent me his calendar that he had an appointment open, a 30-minute window open the very next morning. So I said, all right, I'm grabbing that one. Let's get this in as soon as possible. 8:30 last Wednesday. So have a meeting with him, and I end up getting like maybe 25 minutes. Um, and so again, it was a little bit longer, a little bit more explaining, being able to explain face to face. It was through a Zoom call, being able to explain face to face kind of what I saw and the ideas that I had for him. And he was kind of doing that, where he's kind of like looking off. You could see the gears turning. He's kind of nodding along, to the things that I'm saying. So he seemed to like everything that I had to say. And so he said, okay, let's do another meeting. He said, get on my calendar. Let's get a meeting for next week. And then he said, take the weekend to think about what your role would be, and kind of more specifics is what he wanted. And because he was kind of like, so is this just a friendly suggestion? Are you a part of this? And I was like, well, no, I'm a part of the pitch. Like I think that I can help do this. And so then it was kind of like, okay, then I have to kind of map out where I see how I fit into this, and how I can be a part of it. So I've been thinking about that this weekend. But so before I sent the email, though, I reached out to Gab, and I said, hey, I've got these ideas that I think could help the company with media, and I asked her to get on a call with me if she could give me like 5 minutes on a call, and she called me right away, and it was over FaceTime. And so I'm laying out what my ideas, and she's like, no, I think this is a great idea, which was good for me to hear because she has an invested interest in it too, right? She's a coach for the company, so she wants to see the company grow. She wants to see something that helps her grow. Um, so I thought that was good to have her support in that, and for her to think that that was a good idea and want to be and like help push that through. So I said, okay, great. I said, if you're willing, I said, I'd love to. I said, I have a YouTube channel I started. I said, it's a stupid little YouTube channel, which maybe I should stop saying it that way. I just try to, that's my way of feigning being humble, I guess, about it. But I'm just like, it's barely got over 100 subscribers. It's not anything big. Like I want to be honest about it, I guess. And I said, but if you're willing, we could do a live show, um, and kind of use that as a pilot to show him, the owner of the company, to show him what it could look like, and to give him, a real visual of what I saw, and how this could work, and how this could flow, and how it could be beneficial to him. Because we could do features on all of his coaches. People could connect more with their coaches. Um, and we could do with his athletes and leverage their followings and all that stuff. And so I think we could really build a very active audience through this. And so she's like, yes, absolutely, like I that would be so awesome. She was excited to be a part of it, and was glad to help out. So that's where the show came from. That's where the show idea was. So we got it scheduled for Friday. um which it's kind of funny that it's Friday the 13th, but whatever. And uh and so, yeah, so we got that live show scheduled. We're both excited about it. So then comes the video, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'm like thinking about this, and I'm like, listen, I know a lot of people, and I'm like, I feel like I'm just gonna beg them to show up. I'm like, because I need a very big and active audience in the comments, right? Because I want to show him what this could look like, what an engaged and active audience could look like. And so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna make a video. I had it kind of like a vision of what that video would be, of me just kind of like, listen, y'all, if you love me, then you will show up at 5:30 on Friday and give me this one time support. And it's like, I don't care if you never watch another show ever again. This is the show that I need you for. Um, so that's what I did, and I've had some pretty good response. So I'm really expectant of a really active audience. And so the other thing that I did last night is I had this other idea of kind of creating a commercial, because Gab, when I brought her, I didn't leave her page up too long, but she has a little over 9,000 Instagram followers, and I don't know how many clients that she has, uh, but she has a lot of she has some influence. I mean, 9,000's, it's not like whatever in the terms of, it's nothing to just like, that's a lot of eyes, right? A lot of potential eyes. So so I said, okay, if we can leverage her followers a little bit, and the people that, because I kind of did it in a funny way, like, hey, uh, you don't know me, but you know her, Gab, anyways, it's going to be good, I think. And so then to help pull from hers, and then pull from my circle, and I'm just really expecting to have just an awesome, big live audience. I think it's only going to be an hour long. I think we're going to do a hard stop at an hour. So it won't be, we won't ramble on like I have with Jeff, or, it's not going to be no 3 hour crazy thing. Um, but I'm really excited. I've been really been doing some research on her Instagram page. I think I've got some really good questions to bring up. I'm going to talk about my experience, and just kind of, maybe struggles that I've had with nutrition in general, just because it's nutrition is one thing about nutrition is everybody has to eat. We can't avoid it. We all got to eat food. And unfortunately, our culture and our current food industry make it really, really difficult for people to do that in a way that we can be good stewards over our body. Because that's my focus. My focus is being a good steward over my body. And so we'll talk about some of that, and I think we might get into some. I've got one kind of subject, kind of maybe that will be like our most controversial part of it. That'll be interesting to get, maybe both of our takes, and we'll see how we flow together. But it's going to be an interesting dynamic because she lives in New York City, was raised in New York City. I think she, originally grew up in Long Island, and now she lives in Manhattan. Um, so it's an interesting dynamic of having someone literally that's a New York City person, and me being, Midwest, you know, Ohio. We've got some there's just I don't know. It's going to be a cool dynamic, I think. And it's really going to fit my channel. It's going to fit the idea of of my vision for the channel, and having people come together and just talk to each other, and maybe we have different viewpoints, but we're able to talk out those different viewpoints and talk out those differences and have a discussion and still leave, on friendly terms. So I'm excited for it. She's excited for it. I was going to try to show you the commercial, but I don't know. I guess you just have to go find her on Instagram, because she said she's going to post it today. But she ended up loving the commercial, which I was kind of nervous about, because I kind of made it like over the top, kind of silly, maybe a little bit of cringe on purpose, like that on purpose cringe. Um, that was kind of what I was going for. But I think so there's just like a little bit of it's like, is this stupid or did I achieve too much of what I was going for and being dumb and cringe and all that stuff? But she said she loved it and that she would post it. So all right, sweet. My kids loved it. That made me feel the best, probably. My kids were cracking up. They were like they just were over the top about it. It was and that part kind of like I was like, okay, at least I'm cool. I'm a cool dad. At least I got the approval of my kids. So if she thought it was stupid, then I could at least walk away with that. But but yeah, and I thought it was a way for me to kind of express some creativity too. That I do. I do have some ideas up here, and on a very basic editing level, I can execute them a little bit too. So that was part of the thing too, because the company follows her, to her Instagram. So I think I assume he's going to see it, and and yeah, so it'll kind of give him a little bit too of like, oh, hey, this is kind of maybe Joel. Oh, okay, Candace is chiming in. Yeah, because I called her a stupid Mets fan. She's a Mets fan. That's what the kids like the best. So they thought, but yeah, they were cracking up. So that made me feel good. Made me feel like, yeah, cool dad. So, anyways, all right. So that's the big news on that side of things. It doesn't. There's lots of other opportunities and doors that are opening for me. So this isn't the only one, but it's a big one. I mean, it could possibly be a big one just because of the potential size of the audience. Um, and you know, uh, the company has about 70,000 Instagram followers so far, but they are growing quickly because within just a few days, they've gained like a few hundred um, Instagram followers because I've kind of been paying attention. Um, Let me check real quick to see what they're at. So yeah, so just a few days ago, they were at like 68,000, 69,000 Instagram followers, and they're at 70.3 now. So I mean, they're gaining followers pretty quickly with what they're doing now in their Instagram post and leveraging athletes and stuff and making they do pretty good at their social media in terms of making things that draw in attention. So, but I just think that this can what the ideas that I have can just contribute to that and leverage those relationships where people want to hear from athletes in the space. If you don't follow CrossFit, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. But people in the CrossFit space are very loyal. They're very passionate, and they will be very engaging. It's different than maybe I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not familiar with other spaces, um, but yeah, there's a lot of potential there. There's supposedly like 3 million people that do CrossFit all over the world. So the reach could be very big. And he has some of the top athletes that he's doing their nutrition for. So this could be big. This could be huge. To think that I could be producing content that gets thousands in front of thousands of people or even tens of thousands of people. I mean, it's kind of like whoa. Like is it that when the Lord gave me the Holy Spirit was kind of like I was meditating on this and the Holy Spirit was kind of giving me these ideas. I was just like, this is crazy. Like that's crazy talk. I can't do that. But here we are. I just keep taking the next step he tells me to take, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after Friday. Maybe he may end up not being interested in it after he thinks about it. But I mean, I'm just taking the steps the Lord's telling me to take, and we'll go from there. Um, so that's the big news. That's why I begged you all to come and watch on Friday. So y'all better show up if you watch this. These things, these things are these Monday morning things. These are just kind of practice for me, just to get more comfortable being in front of the camera. That's kind of how I see this. I see this as getting reps. So, like I said, usually I'm pretty sure it's just my wife and probably my mom and my dad that are watching these. So, yeah. So there's dad right there. What's up, dad? Yeah, like and subscribe. He always tells me you got to tell him to like and subscribe. So Yeah. So that's it. I think that's all I got for today. Last week, no, I don't think I did. No, the holiday. It was the holiday. I didn't do one last week, but the week before last, which is my microphone working because last week or 2 weeks ago, I got on Candace because I'm like, you didn't tell me my microphone wasn't on. All right, the setting says it's on, so it must be working. And it was like just going through the camera microphone or some crazy thing. So I couldn't even, I wanted to pull a clip from talking about car horns. I thought I was like, oh, that'll be a funny short little bit about car horns. And then I couldn't use it. Stupid mic wasn't on the whole time. So, anyways, all right. I guess that's it. Unless there's anybody, Candace, Dad, other random person watching. Anybody got anything in the comments they want they want to throw at me? If not, that's all I got. Oh, hey, there's Destiny. You know what, Destiny? You're somebody that I think about that gets me on here when that gets me to go live because now I'm like, okay, I have a few random people that not random, I shouldn't say it that way, but I have a few people that actually like are expecting me to go live. Destiny was one I didn't go live one time, and her husband called me out on it. They were like, "Yeah, you didn't go live. We were waiting for you." I was like, "Oh man, I actually have I'm actually accountable to people now about going live on Mondays." So, thank you, Destiny, for people like you that help keep me accountable in that. So, all right, I think that's it. I got nothing else. So, we'll call it a day. Call it a morning. Everybody have a great Monday. And I need to practice. This is a good practice right here because I've been working on this sign off. You guys can tell me what you think of it. Here's my sign off. All right, let me see. How do I want to get it? And it has to be way more natural than this, right? Like I can't like stop and think about it. But so, anyways, hopefully that all made too much sense. And as always, be bold and humble. Speak the truth and speak it in love. We'll see you guys.